Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and today was the first day that I actually got to do like actual game hunting in a long time. It feels like it's been a few weeks since I've been able to like get out and game hunt, and I'm not gonna lie, I was actually pleasantly surprised with what I picked up from GameStop. And then I also was able to make my way over to Best Buy and pick up uh, a pretty cool Switch game, one that I've had in my collection before, but I sold it and then I added it back. So I'm gonna take you through all of the GameStops quickly. I did get some footage while I was out today, so that's cool. I'll be able to put all of that in an edited video for you guys, which I'll probably try and drop tomorrow. But for today or tonight, I'm just gonna share with you all the games that I picked up, and it was a good amount of GameCube games. So first up, we have Aggressive Inline on the GameCube, and a lot of these GameCube games were in really good condition, like almost like new condition. So Aggressive Inline, pretty cool skate game for the GameCube. That was a nice little pickup. We have SSX on Tour for the GameCube, which is pretty cool because it does have some Super Mario characters, including Luigi, Mario, and Princess Peach. So that is a pretty cool one. And all of these are complete in box, by the way. So that was another GameCube pickup. They had Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which is actually pretty cool to find on the GameCube. A nice little pickup there. They had Harvest Moon, Magical Melody. Then they also had Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. Some pretty cool Harvest Moon games. Then they had SSX Tricky. Really cool pickup there. Was glad to find that one. And the shocker of them all, this one really shocked me just because of the price. So for $12, got a sealed copy of 007 Nightfire. Now, I know this isn't like a super rare or expensive game or anything like that, but just finding a sealed GameCube game for 12 bucks was a really cool find, if I do say so myself. So not bad on all of these GameCube games. Was pretty much able to snag all of these games for right around 100 bucks. Not mad at that at all. Was a really good deal from GameStop. And then I also had a couple Xbox 360 and a PS3 pickup as well. So first up, we had Deadly Premonition, the director's cut for the PlayStation 3. Was pretty shocked to find this. I don't know if I've ever found this game in the wild before, but this looks like a pretty cool looking game. Like I said, I've been getting into my survival horror, more horror style games, and this is a pretty cool one to find out in the wild. And then here's a game that I actually have been trying to get my hands on for quite some time. I bought it once. I ordered it from GameStop's website, but when it got to me, it wasn't complete, so I sent it back. This time, I did get it complete, and that is The Godfather 2. I do have The Godfather Mob Ties on PSP and The Godfather The Dawn's Edition on the PS3. So I've been wanting to get my hands on part 2. I was glad I was able to find this one while I was out in the wild today. And then last but not least, this one, just sticking with the whole survival horror theme, Silent Hill Downpour. Found this at GameStop as well. Used my $5 off, that monthly $5 coupon, and then also had some other points that I was able to put on this one, just because this one is a little bit more pricey, but still was glad to be able to find this and add this one on the Xbox 360. So all in all, got some really solid GameStop pickups today. I'm really not mad at what I was able to find, especially with the games that I was able to pick up on the GameCube. The main ones that I'm stoked about, of course, SSX Tricky, Bounty Hunter, and then SSX on Tour. The Harvest Moon games were definitely a couple cool finds as well. And then was just blown away at the fact that they had a sealed GameCube game there for 12 bucks. So really cool finds here. And not all of these games are really rare or anything. A lot of these games were really common games. Most of these games were at most $19.99. I think the only two $19.99 games were Harvest Moon and SSX Tricky. Everything else was like 12 to 13 bucks. 007 was like 12 bucks. And then you have the more expensive 360 and PS3 titles and Deadly Premonition and Silent Hill Downpour. So those were probably the priciest of them all today. So all in all, some really, really cool GameStop finds. And then I did make my way to pick up a Switch game, and I've been getting all of my Switch games from Best Buy using my gift card, and I'm almost done with that gift card, but I was able to add Celeste back to my collection. Now, this is the version of Celeste. I'm not sure if there was any additional like DLC that was added after the original version of Celeste came out, the physical version, because there was a first print that came out by Limited Run, and it has different cover art on it. That was actually the version of Celeste that I originally had. And then I sold that version of the game. I actually got that when it first came out, I think through Limited Run. And then I sold that version, and then I was like, you know what, actually a pretty good game. And when I saw it there at Best Buy, out of everything else that they had, it just made the most sense for me based on the types of games that I enjoy. Pretty cool game, pretty cool platformer. Definitely one that I'll be, just giving a go. This is one that's a one-player game, so not one that I can play with my daughter, but it's still a game that I will be giving a go. Now, there is another game that I did get from GameStop that you don't see here, and that's because it is upstairs. I'm gonna be playing it with my daughter here in about 10 minutes, and that is Just Dance Greatest Hits. My daughter is huge into Just Dance. I've been picking up Just Dance games left and right, both for the Switch and for the Wii, surprisingly enough. The Greatest Hits one is really cool, though, because it has like Katy Perry hits, Rihanna hits, stuff that I can actually kind of remember, because I'm a little bit out of touch with music these days. Um, I feel like I stopped listening to music like after 2019. It's just like weird. Like that's where my whole like like library stops. I don't know. But yeah, so some really good hits on there. I was also able to pick up Just Dance as well. So that's upstairs. We're gonna be playing that here in a minute. And then was cool to find again that copy of Celeste, it's funny when it comes to like these games that got like a limited run print and then got games that got a second print. I know that a lot of people like, and this is like, kind of something that I kind of want to hear a little bit more from you guys in the comments. One of the things that I've heard, especially about Switch games that are expensive, like the first print Switch games that came out from either like limited run or strictly limited or like special reserve. A lot of times some of those games are like some of those games are getting re-releases, right? We saw it happen with like the original the original Blasphemous was released through a limited run, and then it got a second release through Team 17, and the Team 17 version had a bunch, like I guess that version had all the DLC on it, right? So we saw it happen there. We also saw it happen with Celeste. We had the limited run first print that came out, and then you had this second version that came out by Fangamer. So we see this happen from time to time. And then you have another game that's really, really expensive, which is The Messenger. That was a game that came out by Special Reserve. There was a numbered, I think there were numbered copies of that game that went out, that came out when it first came out physically from Special Reserve. And they're supposed to be doing another physical release of The Messenger, I think later on this year, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember when I did a video about that, and a lot of people were saying like, yeah, like the second release of The Messenger is just gonna tank the values of the original prints. But I don't think so, because when you look at like when you look at the value of the first print edition of Celeste, like the limited run edition, those copies are still like going for like 90 bucks or so. Now, are they going to stay up there? Who knows? Maybe they'll go down. I'm sure people are able to get first print copies for less than 90 bucks. I'm sure some people are spending more than 90 bucks. It just depends on what cover art you're getting. But my point is that this second print of Celeste has been out for quite some time, yet the first print copies are still kind of holding their own when it comes to values. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens when the second print run of The Messenger comes out, to see if it's really going to have that, to, make that big of a dent on, you know, the first print editions or the first print versions of the Messenger. Let me know what you think is going to happen with that down in the comments. Let me know when it comes to Switch games, when it comes to high value Switch games, does a second print run really impact the value of the first print run if the first print run shot up in value? Let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Also, let me know if you've been able to pick up anything this weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.